Good evening, one and all. Good evening. Just waiting for DJ. We're going to get into it. A lot to talk about. Stuff I've seen today about what's going on. But how you doing, Kenny?
Yeah, I'm all good. You know, like I said, I think people must have had a lot of memory block because I'm sure when the fixtures got announced on in June, it was already sort of known to every football fan that there'd be no football on Boxing Day. It seems to, only registered yesterday where everyone's talking about we've only got one game, Premiership going. Calm down. You've known about this since June for nearly 6 months, and as I always say, I understand both sides, but as a match-going fan,
hi guys,
there's an assumption that every Arsenal fan lives in London. Some Arsenal fans do have to get the public transport to come to games, and even evening games. So you're not just affecting like the away fans; you're affecting Arsenal fans who don't live in London. That's why I always going to sort of beat the drum for getting rid of these games on Boxing Day. You have to deal with run public transport, run the trains to and from London, and then I might change my mind. But until you do that, I don't want those games on.
No, we've talked about this in the past. I think historically, you're right. You are right. But historically, it's a bit of a tradition, isn't it? But we're getting to that. We'll bear that one in mind. Big up, Mama. Where you been? I haven't seen you forever. Where have you been? But I've got a question that I'm going to come to. First of all, DJ, how you doing, mate? Great show a minute ago.
Yeah, all well and good, Jez. Sorry, I was a bit late. I'd had a phone call that I had to make a phone call back to my old mum. So yeah, but big up everyone, big up the chat. Always a pleasure to be here. Thanks, Jez.
No, pleasure, mate. Pleasure. Shano, as I said, just said to DJ, what's the retro show? I voted for that whole City shirt. That was a classic.
He won it with a landslide this week. I thought I had him, but never mind. Yeah, it was a classic shirt.
That was a cracker, yeah.
Big up, Mama. Be out in Egypt, having a great time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Fantastic place to go.
Yeah,
right. I've got a question. I think we'll start on this. It'll be quite good, actually. Kawaji's potted his Arsenal 11 for tomorrow night. Kepa, White, Mosquera, Incapi, MLS, Eze, Norgard, Marino, Enweri, Grockers, Trossard. What do you think of that one, boys?
Yeah, I had something pretty close. I had Gyökeres on the bench, though. I just said if he's going to put Marino in, just stick him up front with Trossard. Martinelli's out, though, so I'd maybe have to put Wanyeri. I don't know. He's going to have to jig it around. The back four. Look, it's the main five I want out. I don't want Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, or Saka touching grass. I don't want them near it. If you want to put Saka on the bench in case we need a goal or something, fine. But if it was me, I'd be getting rid of all of them. They just don't need to play. Rice is running on fumes. He says he's fit for the game, but I mean, that's more what I'm worried about. If we've said it before, if we lose Rice, we're in big trouble. Not just for the set pieces, for the way he covers for Zubamendi, who was diabolical against Palace. He gave the ball away so many times against Palace. The high press. DJB said it the other day. When Zubamendi goes to Turf Moor and he goes to the stadium at night, he's gonna get a real rude awakening to what English football is all about, and he'll need Rice next to him for that. So Rice, just for me, he shouldn't even be on the bench. Gabriel shouldn't even be on the bench. Saliba shouldn't even be on the bench. They should be told, sit at home, relax. The thing is, I want 10 changes, but I still want us to win, because I was told in the summer by so many of these Arsenal fans that our second team would finish in the top 6. Right, so then we should be able to beat Brighton with them. And we have to remember as well that Brighton, although they shouldn't, they should go all out for this. They'll probably make 5, 6, 7 changes as well. I think teams like Brighton should be looking at Palace and Newcastle from last season and going, we could win this. If we put all our eggs in this basket, we could win it. Brighton aren't going to go down. You know what I mean? So they should go all out for it. Maybe they will. Who knows? Maybe the tides turned because of last season. But I'm going to see 10 changes and still a win, because I think that winning that League Cup in March could be the difference between winning the league and not. If we're in a title race and we win that cup, and then the players go, okay, now we can do it. You know, if we were to get through to the semis and go out again, it could knock you. If we go out with it tomorrow night, it's like, okay, well, that's 20 competitions in a row we haven't won, and you might get a bit of nerve. So yeah, I'm more looking for not seeing those 5 and injuries, and I'm demanding a win with a load of changes because I've been told so many times that our reserves would mop the floor with most people, so I want to see that. But my lineup will be close to that. Change the back 4, bring Norgard in, bring Wanyeri. He better start and play the full match. I'd give Eze a start. To let him get a bit of momentum, and I'd probably take Gyökeres out if possible. I'd maybe not with Martinelli now, and just let him come on for 10 or 15 minutes and maybe nick a goal when it's stretched. But yeah, it'd be in and around Badger's team.
Yeah, I'll put it back up again. I'll come to Kenny and then DJ. I'll get your opinion on this. What do you reckon of that, mate? Happy with it?
Yeah, I like that team very much because I do think that I do think Gyökeres is a player. I think he's the one that stands out for me. I think that when you're a striker, especially when you're trying to find your feet, I think you need some sort of continuity and get some rhythm, especially when you're trying to make an impression. So Brighton's not going to be easy, but there are going to be some games where I always look at Cristiano Ronaldo. If you think about, he scored 950 goals, by the way. You look at some of those games, the goals he scored, they've been give me goals, but the give me goals give you confidence when you go into like the big games. And I do think that, in order to get Gyökeres fit, in order to build up his confidence, he needs games. And I would always play in these sort of games. I understand he's our only striker, but there's something different going on about Gyökeres. He's still trying to, be in tune the way we play. He's still, in my opinion, struggling. And I do think there's certain games where there'd be more space, where I think if he's got more space, let him get the odd goal here and there, even get a hat-trick. No, ain't wrong. I'm convinced Brighton won't play a big team either, because they got a smallish squad. They're going to play half and halves, what I'm calling half and half team, but it'll still be strong enough to give us a game, or maybe even beat us. But yeah, Hincapié, Mosquera, no brainer. White, Marzio-Skelly, no brainer. The midfield of Norgard, not Norgard, Wanyeri, and Marino. That's no brainer as well. It's a no-brainer. The team kind of picks itself. Eze, I understand why he's put Eze in the team as well, because Eze's another one who needs to play in a game where there's space in order to build up his confidence as well. So I get why he's included Eze and Gyökeres, because they're both players who are trying to find their feet. While Suleiman, he is blowing hot and cold, but you get the impression that he's further on in terms of his understanding the way we play than those two players.
Yeah, good point. I'm starring some of these comments, guys, because I want to come back to them. There's some good comments coming in tonight, and I want to come back. DJ, this lineup, Kawaji's, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a bad start, do you?
No, it's okay. It's giving players a run out. It's giving players a chance to see what they can do. Hincapié and Mosquera could be our pairing come what January. We don't know how bad Saliba is at the moment. And if Gabriel goes down, because he didn't look too comfortable when he come off, that could be our pairing going forward. So we will see how much depth we actually have. If that starts tomorrow, we will see whether our best team in Europe, squad depth, whatever you want to call it, will be strong enough, because some of those players could be our starting 11 in the Premiership.
Yeah.
So it's important that they get game time. All of them. They've got to keep active. They've got to keep on their toes. They've got to build up relationships, and because it's a long season, and we're batting on all fronts at the moment. So that some of those pairings that you saw, particularly Mosquera and Hincapié, could one day start in a Premiership match. So it won't be a bad thing to see him tomorrow. As for Ben White, I think he deserves a little run out. he hasn't done a lot wrong, really. It's just that Timber's better than him, that pure and simple. But Ben White hasn't really done a lot wrong. I can't say that Ben White's played awfully. It's just that Timber's come along and he's better than him. Miles Lewis-Skelly, I think it's that whole left-hand side is, I'll call it the heads and tails, because Trossard and Martinelli, it's a flick of a coin who starts, and Calafiori and Miles Lewis-Skelly, it's a flick of a coin who starts. So it's a bit of a heads and tails, that left-hand side for me. So, yeah, Norgard can get a run out. He's got experience at this level in the Carabao Cup, so he's going to bring some experience into that midfield. Gyökeres, he just needs game time. He just needs game time, and he just needs goals. And these are the games he's got to score in, because let's be honest, the jury's out on Gyökeres. And whilst the jury's out, Havertz is getting fitter and fitter and fitter. And he's going to be looking over his shoulder, so he's got to play. Eze the same. We haven't really seen the Eze, so he's got to play. And yeah, quietly confident that we can get the job done. But it all depends what Brighton put out. If Brighton thinks to themselves, well, this is a competition we can win, then they may be strong. So it'd be a good test for them, Jez. Be a good test for them.
I totally agree with that. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think we've got a depth of squad now that should be able. We should be able to put that team out and beat Brighton. And let's be honest, Brighton at the moment are not playing very well.
No.
They are actually pretty crap. But Paul's okay. We've gone up the steps here, people. Now it's Royal Jesness, King Kenny Ken, the Earl of Essex, DJB, and the Baron of Bray, Shane Gooner. There you go, people. See, we're going up in the leagues. We are.
Big up the Cornish.
I swear down, mate. We're all going to get knighthoods in January. I'm not, you know what I mean? We're all going to be there. Topside hybrids is Arteta. Sleeve will be out. We're going to come on to this now. We are assessing him. Gabriel Martinelli will be out as well. We have to do some tests and see the extent of the injury. Rice, Calafiori, and Saka are fine. Well, we've all agreed. I don't want to see Rice tomorrow night.
No.
I don't think we need to play Saka. Be honest with you, he can be on the bench, but you know, let's get into this one. Sleeper's out injured. We don't know the injury. We don't know the extent of the injury. Hopefully, it's just a knock, dead leg, something like that. But you know, at the weekend, I don't want to be without him. But what do you think on that one, Kenny? Do you think it's mind games? Do you think it's just our tap? It could be. He's just playing mind games.
I don't think it's mind games, because I think, Salib, remember Salib, so we've had this issue with Salib before. You know, let's not forget he tore his ankle, you know, and then he missed the Liverpool game, and he was out for a few games. He's come back. You know, what we've seen with a lot of our players, the players are carrying knocks. They tend to get secondary injuries. I mean, Odegaard, twice shoulder, and now it's a knee. So I think it's genuine. We saw what happened with Calafiori and Rice, both going down last to come off. No instances last season when Rice is after to come off. I don't think our players are fully fit, and I think they do need a break. You think about the games we've played since the resumption of the game from the international break, you know, and the intensity of those games as well. You think about it. First game back, Fulham, intense game, and then you got the intent. Then you had the game against Madrid, and then you got Crystal Palace. All our games, you know, we only won by set pieces in the two league games, and we needed a second half blitz where we put everything on the line, and that affected our performance on Sunday. So yeah, I do think at this stage, yeah, he has to sort of like, you know, it's like not sort of rolling his chips, but that's where the new signings have got to come in there. That's where your Norgard's got to be ready for selection. That's when, you know, King Capes, Mascara got to be ready, because, you know, if they're not ready for selection, we go on like we did last season. We're going to have more than just Saka and Havertz out long term. We'll have about 4 or 5 or 6. So the rotations are necessary. Mick Arteta knows this now. He knows that if he wants to win anything, he's got to rotate his players and keep them fresh, because he doesn't, that's going to be the biggest own goal ever.
That's a very good point, actually. As Andrew J saying, our second 11 should be good enough for this comp if it's the best squad in the world. Now, Shano, people saying it's the best squad in the world. We've got the best manager in the world, by the way.
Yep.
And we got the best squad. But I don't know about that, really. I mean, we've got a good squad. I'm not knocking that. But the debate point there is this, isn't it? How many of these players, how many of them, and you can throw this in, and I'm going to come to the same thing with DJ, how many of them are world class?
None of them, in my opinion. None of them. Timber's close. But you have to have one things, really, to be world class. We did the show about world class, DJ, and the only one that me and Kyle sort of picked that hadn't won anything that we thought could be world class was Matt Letizia, and that was just because he kept the team up for 8 years that should have gone down. So you can sort of switch that to the trophy thing. But Timber's very, very close, and because I think he's the second best right back on the planet, and on current form, he's probably the best right back on the planet. So it's hard not to say he's not. But I mean, Declan Rice, a lot of them have world-class attributes. Declan Rice's delivery is world-class. His delivery from set pieces is world-class. But I've said it before, if you put him in a double pivot, where he's been playing a bit more recently, because I think Arteta's realised that Zubimendi needs protection, and there's no point having Rice's starting position as left 8 when he just has to come back and help him all the time. But if you put him in a double pivot as a 6-ish, I think he's in the top 5 in the world. If you put him left 8, I don't think he's in the top 20 in the world. He's a very, very good in the left 8. He's just not a Pedri or a Bayana or someone like that can open a team up. All his assists are from set pieces. He's not really one to do what Lewis Skelly did against Atletico and skin 2 players, charge forward, and then have the composure to slip in Martinelli. And when you look at that Lewis Skelly pass, that's the perfect pass, because if the forward, it's coming from behind him into his path and he doesn't have to take a touch. It's quite literally the perfect pass, perfectly weighted, perfectly timed, perfectly everything. Odegaard isn't playing that pass. He's trying a little scoop, or he's holding on to it for too long. Declan Rice, I don't think, has that in his locker to weight it that much. He's more of a whip the ball in or charge forward and lay it off. But, when it comes to world class, there's people with world class attributes, like I said. I mean, as a finisher, Gyökeres isn't world class, but he's a very, very, very good finisher. He's an Alan Shearer finisher. He doesn't really place the ball, or very rarely does. He normally just puts his laces through it. And Shearer was insistent on that. He said, why would you place it when you're going to smash it? The only thing is that, we were looking at it. Gyökeres has had 19 shots. That's it in the Premier League. He's had 2 shots a game on average. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. He's not getting chances. So he is snatching at them when he gets them. So when it comes to world-class players, we have some that are very close. Gabriel could be mentioned in that category now. I think he's getting there. Gabriel is getting there, but again, he needs to get over the line, because a player that can get over the line, it takes that something extra, And there's players that do it naturally. You look at, I sent Kenny a clip of Ibrahimovic the other day. I mean, that guy won, I think it was 9 or 10 leagues in a row, but with different teams. And he'd go into a team, and the players would say, right, now we're going to win something, because he had that mentality about him, and that's something that you have to earn. So if we were to win a league, my opinion on a lot of these guys would change. But yeah, like people are saying, we have the best squad in the world, Jez, and we have the best manager in the world. But one of the guys that said that in the same breath said, but we won't win the Champions League. Because, sometimes the teams that win the Champions League aren't the best team in Europe. We've seen it before with Chelsea when they won it, and Liverpool when they won it in 05 or 06, 05, whatever, 05. That they were by not even close to being the best team. But the best team in the world was like Pep's Barcelona. They were the best team in the world at the time, and they did the sextuple. They won everything there is to win. Hansi Flick's Bayern Munich for a stage were the best team in the world. They won all 6. United's team in '99 was the best team around, because they did a treble. But if we have the best squad in the world, then we should be winning minimum one of those majors and a domestic cup minimum. So I'm not buying it, because I look at David Raya, again, close. I think Donnarumma's that bit ahead of him. He's won internationally. He's won club. He's got that presence. We have players that are very, very close. I just feel that we have the wrong manager to get them to that point. I just don't think he has it in him to make a player that much better. I think he'll restrict them, and that's what he does. He restricts players. And if you want a player to be world class, a Lamine Yamal, something like that, you can't restrict them. You have to go out and let them do what they do best. A world class player or a potential world class player should not be getting told how to play a pass by a player that was an ex-player that was bang average like Arteta. You know what I mean? So for me, he's a talent killer. But yeah, we have a massive squad. I think we have depth-wise maybe the best squad in the league. But do we have the winners? Only time will tell.
Well, time is going to tell on that one, mate.
Mm-hmm.
But just going to say, people, come on, man. There's 65 people watching. There's only 31 likes. What's going on? You know, it doesn't cost anything to smash that bloody like up. It does help the channel, gets the algorithm out there, which at the moment, it does seems at the moment on YouTube, the algorithms are absolutely dead. Don't know what's going on with them. They're playing silly buggers as always. But yeah, Martin says, boys, Havertz is not world class. I don't know who is. Well, there we are then. There we are. DJ.
Yeah.
Same point to you, mate. I mean,
I'd flip it onto this. How many of this modern Arsenal team would get into the Arsenal Invincible team?
Apparently 3 of them, according to Christian.
Timber, possibly. Other than that, that's how you got to judge it, ain't you? You have to judge it on, have we got a player of Henry's ilk? Have we got a player of Bergkamp? Have we got a Pires?
Endo.
Have we got a Vieira? You know, this is what you got to ask yourself. So my definition of world class is they could probably walk into any top team around Europe of any decade. How many of our players would get in the great Man United treble winning team? And if you're scratching your head, then it gives you everything you need to know. We haven't got world class players. We've got good players. We're good as a team. And each individual brings their own kind of mix to the party, if you like. You know, Rice does what he does, and without Rice, Arsenal wouldn't be where they are. Gabriel and Saliba as a partnership do what they do, and Timbers does what he does, and Saka, you know. But if you're going to put them on that pedestal of world class, you're telling me that, you know, people like Pires and Bergkamp and Henry are going to lose their place to some of the players that are in the team now. It ain't happening. So you just got to put a little bit of reality on it, and this is what does me. They're all very good as a team, squad wise. With the current squads that are in the Premiership at the moment, they're up there as probably the strongest or one of the strongest. But listen, I mean, when you're comparing the great Barcelona teams that you've seen, you know, would any of our current squad get into that? You know, it ain't gonna. So no, for me, they're very good players. They bring all their own individual kind of qualities to the team. Timber is on his way to world class. I said this the other day. If Timber can add trophies to his game, along with Gabriel, along with Saka and along with Rice, in 15, 20 years' time, when you're picking your Arsenal best 11, you probably wouldn't look much further than Timber and Gabriel. You know, you'd probably put them alongside the likes of Adams and Campbell and that kind of thing. But at the moment, until they can actually, as Kenny would said, put their nuts on the table and win a trophy, you can't put them in the same bracket as world class. You can put them in the bracket as a good squad, as a team collective, but you can't put them as world class because, as I said, the best way to flip that question, if anyone says, "Oh, they're world class," is okay. So you'd put Gyökeres above Henry. You'd put, you'd put Trossard above Pires. Would you? Come on, what we doing here? So let's just keep it as a good team, a good squad, doing all the right things at the moment. Long way to go, and anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean that's fact. I mean, I see something was sent me today from the good old Christian coming out with his usual bullshit. You know that it's impossible to lose. We can't not win it. We are the most consistent team. It's
Jez, can I just come in on that? Sorry to interrupt you. When they come out with statements like that, I always say to them, so what happened in the Champions League then when we had a great team like Henry and we had what happened then? Why did we lose the Champions League? Because apparently if that team can lose...
We're consistent over 9 games. It's 9 games. It's easy to be consistent over a short period.
Impossible to lose. Come on.
Possible to lose. Right. Well, he can go with him. If this guy blows it and he gets sacked, he can go with him. Please go with him to whatever club he goes to, mate.
Oh, well, there's a whole gang of them. There's a whole gang of them, mate. But, yeah, I mean, Kenny. Where is it? Let me find this one. Yeah, it's a good one from Lawrence. Do any of you guys remember when the Dagenham Girl Pipers used to march around the pitch at Highbury with a trophy the club had won the season before? They should bring that back, that tradition, in my opinion. Well, the thing is, Lawrence, that would be great, wouldn't it? We haven't won fuck all for 6 years.
Yeah. You can't have the parade and golden gloves, man. You know what I mean?
The last time they did that was actually on the sort of like the penultimate home game before the Wigan game. I think it was during Dennis Bergkamp Day at Highbury when we all were given all these shirts. Like Bergkamp actually scored against West Bromwich Albion, and yes, they did play. They did have the band out, and it was actually quite a funny story because there was these people standing around me. A bloke and his daughter, and he missed a goal just on the stroke of in the second half. First attack in the second half, we scored, and we said, "Oh yeah, he just missed a goal." And she went, "Oh," he went up to his daughter, "See what you called, man? I missed a goal because of you." She went, "Dad, it's not my fault. I was hungry." So yeah, that was on Dennis Bergkamp Day.
Yeah,
I remember that. All the orange shirts in the crowd.
Cracker.
I don't think we'll ever see that again. That's a little bit old school now, which suits the show. Let's be fair.
No, you won't see it again. We everyone in football is trying to. We're all about streamers now, isn't it? Everyone wants to get young people involved in everything, to the extent that I think the real reason I think that your channels are not getting the views as much as it should do is because you've got too many celebrities now doing podcasts on YouTube, and all the publicity, all the sort of like promotion, advertising goes to them.
Yes.
So they basically took up your ideas for, I want some of that and they run with it. And in some cases, some of these celebrities have been cancelled as well. So that could be a reason why at the moment. But yeah,
I think you're right.
We are at a situation where you've been looking at the Baller League, whatever they call it. Celebrities are all through there. They want to be seen as popular with the youngsters, with the sort of streaming thing. So their agents give them advice, and I think can't think of any other reason why. A few months ago, the views were just off the scale, the promotion off the scale, and all of a sudden, we're not hearing anything. But yet, when you look at the Stick to Football, the podcast with Skulls and Butt, and the Gary Lineker podcast, their views are still healthy and really high.
Yeah, it's weird.
So something is amiss, in my opinion. Maybe that's what they're doing. And at the end of the day, they would have an advantage because more people know them for what they've done in the media.
Lee explained this to me about when I first started out on YouTube. He thought we had a private backstream. He gave me some advice and everything like that. And he said, you will find certain points of the year when there are YouTube have a budget of advertisers, and then with all the channels around the world, not just football, but cooking, knitting, fishing, God knows whatever you like, that's all got to be split amongst all those people, right? That are monetized. And he said certain times a year it gets good, certain times a year it gets shit. And Lee was telling me the other day, I mean, he's got what 150 odd thousand, something like that, close to it, 1,000 subscribers. And he was saying his views are poor. And I think what it is YouTube are now trying to govern it to the point they're not getting the amount of money in that they were to split amongst all of us, all of us here, and so they've got to change the algorithm. I don't know. I mean, that's just Lee and I were talking about it one stupid in the morning, but it is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, Andrew, yeah, we still got 6 months to go, mate. Still got 6 months to go, and everybody's making out that I mean, this fella, right? Who I mentioned, I just mentioned him, right? We can't lose. Well, we've been there before. Hello, we've fucking done it. Sweet, man. Thank you for your super chat. Big up, Jez, Kenny, Ken, DJB, Sean, and chat. Hit the likes and subscribe. Yeah, you got. Come on, you got to do it. You know what I mean? It's all free. It's all good fun. Doesn't cost nothing. But let's move over to this then. Tomorrow, let's move on to the game. Tomorrow night, we've got Brighton home, right? We know what they can be a little bit naughty. They did us before in the champs. That's champs in the champs. I'm wishing in the Carabao Cup. So. Kenny, you go to the game, or you got to watch it in the luxury of your house?
No, I think what's happened is that, don't get me wrong, the club can do what they have to do, but over the years they've shown contempt for a beautiful competition as the Carabao Cup. Great competition, some great sides won it, and we've had a variety of sides win it. And for some reason, because of the Champions League, they haven't played the best team, so I just thought, right, I'm going to play their game. If there's a big semi-final, I'll go to it. If it involves Liverpool or the top six, I am unashamedly go to it. Or if it involves, maybe a pre-semi-final or quarter-final, if it involves a big team, I'll go. But apart from that, no, I can't do it. It's just you think about it. I've been to Fulham, Atletico, and I went to Crystal Palace, and then next month, after I have a bit of a break, it's like Spurs, Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea away, Brentford. You know what I mean? Brentford, Wolves, 8 o'clock game, and then I think we got to think, and then who knows what we haven't got another game in Europe, but who knows what will happen in the Carling Cup? We could have a Carabao Cup game where, if we get to quarterfinals, that's more football. I just look at football fans and I just say to myself, you've either got very understanding wives, you're really passionate about the club, or the football club is all you know, which I've never begrudged you for, because at the end of the day, you need some sort of happiness, and if your football club give you that, that's who it is. We've seen people at football. We all been. We know the characters who go home and away, and that's it. They've got no life. The home life is not the greatest, but they feel alive when the football season's on. Do I have to mention names? I don't do it really, do I?
We know. The thing is also, I think, fair play to you for it. I'd be honest, as you get older, you tend to think, can I be bothered to turn out on a fucking cold October night? It's drizzly, it's cold. I ain't got that passion anymore for that. Even if I had a season ticket, which I haven't anymore, I'm not sure I could make the arse to get on the train from here up to the grounds and spend a few 20-30 quid there, and then I've got to make my journey back home, which is 2 hours for me, on tube train. I'm not sure if I've got that enthusiasm for
Yes,
it.
you know what it is, Jess? You'll be one of those people that you don't appreciate, especially if you go to England. You'll be one of those guys who would leave early.
Mhm.
You'll have to leave early if you want to
Yeah.
sort of get the train. And it's not something you want to do. You know, you think about the game you're going to on the 13th of December. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then, you know, potentially 2 weeks later, you know.
Yeah, I'd have been up there for the night before. So,
yeah, you'll be there a night full, but potentially you may think, you know what, I can either get home to where you live or stay another night in London. That's potentially what you could do, or stay at
no, that's what I'm
family.
doing. I'm staying at mates. I'm not coming back till Monday.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's good. And it's good. But the thing about it is that, you know, that's one of my biggest beefs with the Boxing Day game. And like I said, I fully respect the traditions. I love the fact that we all want football. And you are going to get football, you know, EFL football. But I just think the people that make the atmosphere at grounds, you know, buy the merchandise and match day are the ones who are the least important. And I don't get it. It's like we're just a sure thing, and we're just like this irritating bits of noise that just get on with it. You do it anyway. And I think something's going to give.
Big up Aaron. Big up Aaron. But I think I totally agree with you, Kenny, on that. I mean, you still live reasonably local, and fair play for you to make the effort in DJB. You know, I mean, you don't live exactly around the corner, but you make your effort to get there. But anyway, let's get into it. Shane, tomorrow night, Brighton. What do you reckon is going to happen? Confident?
Yeah, kind of. I think it's a much bigger game than people think. As I mentioned earlier in passing, that, you know, if you do lose, it is another competition chalked off. It's 20 in a row that this guy's failed to get over the line, and we've mentioned it before. The Fergusons, the Mourinhos, the Guardiolas. You know, it was one of the first competitions they won that sort of set you on your way, especially when you have a group of players that a lot of them have been under this guy for 4 or 5 years, so they haven't won in 4 or 5 years. A lot of them haven't won full stop. So it's a big thing for them. As I said, people will say then, oh, well, if you want to win it, then you can't get mad if he plays all the big players. No. I want the big players out, and I still want to win the game. That's what I want. I want the players rested, and I still want to win the game. So for me, it is the 5 that I mentioned. I don't want to see them touching grass. I don't want to see Saka, Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, or Timber anywhere near it. We have enough players to cover them. I can see Saka starting. I really can. I can see Rice coming on for half an hour for no reason other than just to bring him on. I don't get it. The only thing is that if you don't have Rice there, I mean, the set pieces, the drop off is massive. The drop off is massive, and then if you don't have Gabriel, the drop off is massive. So that at the moment we have to face facts is pretty much, especially in the league, our only outlet. Because if you look at the Palace game, set piece goal, Fulham game, set piece goal, Newcastle game were both set piece goals. We haven't scored a goal from open play. Bar Europe, you know, we've got 5 of them. So for me, I don't want Dowman playing. I don't think Dowman should be anywhere near the squad this year anyway. Come on for a little 10 minutes in this. Maybe have him on the bench, bring him on for 10 minutes. But I just think at 15, I do worry for him getting smacked into, or just having a couple of nightmare games or whatever. I still think he's a bit young. Like I said, have him on the bench. If we're winning by 2 or 3, bring him on. But I think it's a bigger game than people think. But this is the thing with this manager. I'd be going into games now more worried about the lineup, and then more worried about, has he learned yet to take these guys off? Because we're looking at Rice and Saliba and going, they played 99 minutes against Atletico. There was no need, and then they played the full match against Fulham, and they played nearly the full match the weekend. Saka was ill. Why was he playing? Just don't play him if he's ill. You know, it's things like that you look at it and go, you know, when Christian's saying this, we can't lose it. Yeah, well, we can. With this manager, we can. We've seen it before. We were in first with 5 games left in 22-20. Like we've been, and we were with 5 games left in 23-24. We've been top many times before, and this guy has found a way to blow it. So, you know, the difference is with us and with like City and Liverpool is that even if we're 8 points clear and we do lose a game, you know, someone said in my chat that, oh well, you know, all the bottling that we've done, they've learned from it. And I said, no. That's what winning. You learn from winning. That becomes a habit. So does bottling. So if you've bottled 2 or 3 leagues and then you're 8 points clear and you lose one game, you start to think, oh, it's happening again. It's happening again. And it starts to play in your mind. So we got to keep winning. And that's it. All competitions, let's chip away the wins, because we have to remember as well, if we go into this and let in 2 goals, regardless of the defense, that will come into their heads as well. Oh, well, our run of not letting in goals. So I'd like to just go there, make a load of changes, see the game out, qualify for the next round, and then move on to the weekend, because Burnley and Sunderland are not to be overlooked. They're going to be tough games, especially Sunderland. Sunderland's going to be rough. So we need to keep our players fit. And the main thing for me, Jez, is just not to see Rice anywhere near that pitch. I just fear that I will. But, I still think we might scrape it. But I could also see a 1-1, and it goes straight to penalties. So, we won't have much time to be sorting that out, So, a win would be lovely. You never know. You might get an easier draw then the next round, and then suddenly you're in the semis, and it's a competition you can win. And then you can start looking at playing your full team. But for me, the main worry is him not flogging these guys into the ground, and that's what I'll be looking out for, because I'll be furious if I see Rice starting or coming off for half an hour or something like that. It's just absolutely pointless. But yeah, I think we should scrape it. I think even with all those changes, I think we should scrape it, because Brighton will make changes too.
Fair play, man. Andrew J says this is one of the very few channels I watch and comment on now, because I'm on the same wavelength as you guys. No over the top bullshit, just realism, facts, mate, because they are. Look, my guests talk real facts. There's no bullshit here, that's for sure. DJ, we've got. I'll let and you can go on this one. Be at the Brighton game, and then we can lead straight in the weekend. We're away at Turf Moor. Give us your views. You're muted.
Brighton game. I've said it from the start. This Carabao Cup is really, really important. People say, let's take away the money spent, the squad depth, who's best in the world, and all of that. This is a cup competition that we have not won in many, many years, and we've definitely not won it under this football manager. The players need to go to Wembley and win silverware. Now, whether that's Carabao Cup, Egg Cup, whatever, they need to win as a team, because they need the confidence to know that if they can win a competition as a team, it then catapults them on to go and get bigger things. So the cup final comes early in the year. It comes just after, just before the turn of spring or the turn of spring. You can get that under your belt, and then if you're still in the Premiership and the Champions League, it then gives you that confidence to go further. So this is an important competition, really important competition. And then I'm like Shane, if it goes the other way and we get knocked out, psychologically these players, because they've not won anything and they've been close to winning things, psychologically they could be thinking, here we go again, and they start to lose belief. And then you had 1 or 2 injuries on that going into the next league game.
Yeah, Luke.
It could start really, really kind of upsetting things. So this game can't be taken not seriously tomorrow. As much as people turn around and say, I don't care about the Carabao Cup. Well, if you think we're that good because we've not won anything, that you can just throw a cup in the bin, and you're that confident that you're going to go and win the Champions League and stay where we are and win the Premiership, then fine, throw it away. But the players won't be thinking that. The players definitely won't be thinking that. So we need to go and win it. I think we will. It'll be scrappy. It'll be scruffy. It'll be like every game we've played this season, Jez.
Yeah.
It'll be like every game we've played this season. You won't see nothing different. I don't know what people are getting excited about. The league position has been brilliant. Defensively, we've been brilliant. Final third attacking, we've been worse than ever. We're crap. That final third, I don't care what anyone says, we're not blowing teams away. We're not opening up teams. We're defensively a brilliant unit where teams are frightened to put it on us. But if you look at it from a football point of view, as a football fan, as a spectacle, the final third, the attacking play of Arsenal Football Club is poor. Gyökeres is poor. On the left-hand side's been poor. Saka's been in and out. Eze's not the Eze we're seeing at Crystal Palace. It's been poor. So don't expect anything different tomorrow. You might get a little bit of freedom tomorrow because players will want to go and impress the manager if they get a chance, like Wanyeri and people like that. So you might see a little bit of flow tomorrow. But other than that, it's going to be pretty much same old, same old. I think we'll get over the line, but I won't be going. I'm with Kenny. I won't be going. Yeah, I mean, I put mine on the exchange, and I hope some parent will take their little boy, and it's his first chance of seeing the Arsenal, and he grows up to be an Arsenal fan. I don't want a mutant to get my seat. I'd rather see a little kid, 9.
How much?
I'd like to see the future of Arsenal getting my seat, not the.
How much do you have to put your ticket up for? Does it depend?
I don't know. You just put it on the exchange. I don't know what they go for. Carabao Cup games, Kenny. What is it about? What are they about?
Well, the thing is, it's not on our season. It's not actually an our season ticket.
No, it's not. It's not on our season.
It's not mine anyway.
No, it's not on mine.
I bought mine. I bought my ticket because a friend of mine said, "Look, can you buy your ticket, and I'll take it off you, and I'll give you the money for it."
And then you sell it, didn't you? Yeah.
And then I just gave him the money, and then I just changed it to him. I didn't sell it to. I refute. If I obviously it's a silly question. I go to every game. If I can't tell the game, the only person who's getting that ticket is an Arsenal member.
Is that it? Yeah.
My message to anyone: if you're listening out there, I will never give you a ticket over my dead unless you're a member, and I trust you. If I don't care whether you're my family member or not. Doesn't mean I'm going to trust you because anyhow, I lose my season ticket because of you. I'm doing murder. I'm going to be committing murder, and I'm going to be in Pentonville.
You just get the priority, so you get first dibs to buy your ticket.
I'm talking general. I'm talking general.
If you've got gold membership, right now, right. So if you've got gold membership,
that's right. Yeah.
You don't get League Cup games.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
No, you just get the 4. You get the 4 Champions League games.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
My advice to you, to any of you guys is, if you are going to get people tickets, make sure you know the people you're getting it for, and you make sure that person is genuinely going. That person is just a waste of time and a waffler. Don't deal, because you're always going to. We've all had friends who said, anytime a spare ticket's going, just let me know. And in the minute you let them know, they think it's for free, or it's too much money, or I'm not sure. But they'll be the ones telling their mates what a toss you are because you won't get them tickets.
Exactly.
Thing is, right. This is obviously you've changed massively from my day, because you used to get league games. You get your credits to go away if you had, like, this is at the Emirates. I'm talking not Highbury days. That was all totally different, right? You used to get home games. You get your tokens for the away. You get FA Cup, League Cup as a gold member, right? And then you'd get, I think, 4, 5. I think you got the first round of the home games, the old setup for the Champions League.
Yeah, no, it's all changed, mate. You don't get nothing now. You just get 4 Champions League games.
You don't even get a League Cup ticket.
Don't even get the FA Cup.
Don't even get the FA Cup.
You get priority. You get priority. You get priority to buy it. You don't get it in with your season ticket. No, it's rip off.
You don't get the FA Cup anymore.
You get priority, but you have to pay for it. You get first refusal.
Yeah. You get first dibs, but you got to pay for it. It's extra.
It's Arsenal, man. It's the modern
We're
Arsenal.
getting on to Saturday, Jess, on Burnley. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Let's get into that.
Yeah, very quickly. So,
I'll get impressed.
As I said, no. Yeah, I could see it. I could feel it.
Kenny's boiling, man. What's happened?
Yeah, no. As I said, the Carabao Cup's important. It is important. Saturday's a bit of the unknown, isn't it? Because Burnley's league position doesn't really reflect how they've been playing. They've actually been playing quite well. They've been in a lot of games. You know, they've not been that bad. We should go and do a job on Burnley. I can't see Burnley being too much of a threat. But it's one of them games where if the players go in it too confident and they go in it thinking, oh, this is it. This is just 3 points. This is easy.
They can defend set pieces, DJ. Burnley can defend set pieces.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. One thing with these sides like Burnley and Sunderland coming up, they can defend set pieces.
Yeah.
And it's one of them games where if you take your eye off the ball or you go into it a little bit overconfident, these are the games that you can slip up on. So we've got to go in it full of confidence. And players like Zubamendi, when they go to places like Burnley and Sunderland, are going to be finding out what the Premiership's all about. And if he's not up for it and he loses possession and gets pushed off the ball and Rice is having to cover, then we could find ourselves in a bit of trouble. I'd say we should get the job done, but it's one of them games where, you know, they're unknown to a lot of our players. And we get up for the Spurs games and the Man Cities and Liverpool. Our players know what to expect. They know the players. They know what to expect. But when they go to Burnley and Sunderland, they're not quite sure what to expect. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. You will have certain Arsenal fans saying we're going to win 5-0, 4-0. You'll have all that. But again, the way we're playing, it'll be same old, same old. It'll be scruffy. It'll be a 2-1, 2-0, scruffy win. And that'll be it. Don't expect free-flowing, brilliant football because that's not the way we've been playing, people. That's not the way we've been playing. It's been getting us results, but we've not been kind of blowing teams away. I know we beat Atleti 4-0, but we didn't blow them away. We scored set pieces pretty much. Yeah. We scored a fantastic goal, Martinelli. But other than that, you know, we didn't really blow them away. I think 4-0 kind of flattered us a little bit, which don't get spoken about, but you know, is what it is. But yeah, no, I think we'll win Saturday, but it ain't going to be pretty, and it can be a bit of a banana skin if we're not up for it.
Yeah, but look, Turf Moor, mate, we've been caught out there before in recent with Arteta. So you know what I'm saying. Big up Aaron, man. You can do the cup scheme where it basically takes payment from your card and your seats guarantee for any Champions League knockout game.
Yeah. A lot of people do that, don't they, Jez? Sorry, DJB. But I'm one of those people say, no, mate. Because one thing's a guarantee. I am going to go to those games, but you've got to take it out of my account. Even if the money, because at the end of the day, the fact is that. Can
I ask you, you don't answer if you don't want to, how much you pay a year now for a gold seat?
Well, see, my goal, that's a good question because my gold membership was about 1,100. Because what I did is that there's an option.
You're lower tier though, Kenny, aren't you?
You're lower tier, but I had an option of just having the league games, and I refused. I said, no, I want 23. I want what I pay for. I want the luxury of the cup games. So I pay 1,111 because you know what's happened. If you only paid the 19 league games, the Champions League games, you won't get your seat. You go on the ballot like everyone else. It was never a consideration anyway. So I just said, 23 games. And then what will happen next, if we get to the FA Cup, I've got priority for my seat.
Yeah. Aaron's was just under 1,500. Mine was about 17, I think. 1,650, 17, 1,700 quid.
Can you imagine if you had 2 season tickets?
You're paying all that money. You're paying all that money. You don't get all the games.
And you get 5 open play goals as well.
Yeah. 1,700 quid, and we've signed a striker just to create space for everyone else.
Well, yeah, but he gets praised for that, isn't he?
North Bank Upper, Aaron saying, just under 1,500 North Bank Upper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, apparently upper tier, you get the best. Well, it's not a fact. You do get the best views where you are. You know, where you're in the upper tier, you get the best views.
I prefer the lower. I prefer being lower. If I'm being honest with you. I'm
just a low tier person. You know, I hate it when I used to get cut final tickets, and when I used to get my tickets with other people, and I hated doing that, to be honest. And you want to get with your mates, but sometimes you think, well, I want the best seat for me.
Yeah.
It's funny that ever since when I used to get my tickets with other people, and I'd be the main one, I was getting upper tier tickets at Wembley. When I got tickets on my own, not only did I get the ballot for myself, I used to get low ticket where I loved. I remember there was one season where we all went together, cut final tickets, and because one person didn't go, we all weren't selected. But a friend of mine, who had a season ticket, said, "You got mine," because he knew someone who was president of Wimbledon, and you know, if you're a football league club, all the 92 league clubs, they get 2 or 3 tickets for cup finals. So he took him and his son, and I had his ticket for cup finals. So that was the Aston Villa game. So I always say to myself, when people say, "Oh, Kim, can you come together?" No, piss off and don't get your own.
There's another thing. Aaron's in the chat. Yeah, look at the prices of the Champions League tickets as well.
Yeah,
95 quid.
Ridiculous. Kawaji very kind is put in here. Arsenal's lead record at Turf Moor. Burnley 0-0, 1920. Burnley 1-1, 2021. Burnley 0, Arsenal 1, 21-22. Burnley 0, Arsenal 5, 23-24. So thank you, Kawaji, for that, mate. Thank you for that. Pillow included with the season ticket. Do you get a sleeping bag free, mate?
I have to take my own sleeping bag and pillow, I'm afraid.
So you're paying out 1,500. You don't even get that anymore. Wow, nice.
You don't even get the dry roasted peanut man come round anymore, Jez, either.
Hey,
No,
this
you don't get that.
25 DJB, innit? You know what I mean?
Hey.
The grand.
Here's a question for you, boys. Here's a question. Back in the day, right, when it was pure terrace in North Bank, Clock End, lower east and west. Do you remember the people used to come around with in the winter with the old roasted chestnuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
A little cone.
Yeah, and the dry roasted peanuts, mate. Peanuts, dry roasted.
Yeah. Do you remember them? That was great days. They were proper great days.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to wrap it up short. I'm going to get your predictions. Let's go through the chat. Aaron's saying, and the ECL last 16 games are all Cat A.
Yeah.
So like a £94 a ticket, even Porto was 95. What a joke.
Yeah, you're in the upper tier though, isn't it? For me, for my low tier ticket, I'll get my low ticket was in the best, just over £70.
Yeah.
Still a lot of money, man, when you got like young people.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Jez. Yeah, Dave, you got whenever there's like scarcity and high demand, the club can charge what they want. There's as I said, there's loads of people, and I use the term loosely, who say they'll go to every game. I think there's some football fans out there who haven't been to football for a long time or just haven't been for a while. I don't think they understand the commitment of being a season ticket, because I see a lot of people getting season tickets.
It is a lot, but
I see a lot of people getting season tickets and losing them after one season because they don't understand the concept that the club expects you one to go and one to use your ticket. So, and that because it has to be used. And there's some people I know for a fact will shit the bed if they got a season ticket from the Arsenal.
The thing is, though, if you're a young person, let's say you're a 20-year-old, 21-year-old guy, 22, let's say, whatever, you've got a job, right? You've got, I don't know, it's like modern life is now. You've got young people with young children at a very young age. That's a hell of a lot of money to shell out. 90 quid. That's a lot of money, man.
That's why at the end of the day,
if they dropped the price, the stadium would be full.
Yeah, but they won't do that because the best you'll get is that they'll probably freeze it for a couple of years. But the thing with Arsenal is that you're right. The young fan who wants to graduate from the junior gun to be a season ticket holder hasn't got a chance, especially if the only way he can go to football home and away is if he's still living at home with his mum and dad, and that's not a dig at him. But if you're a young person, you think about a young person's wages. You think about a young person. Look how much is the rents? Even in like, say if you go to Sussex, the rent's about 1,500. You go in London, that's another 500. So you're paying rent, and then you've got to pay if your rent don't include bills, you've got to pay council tax and other charges. So that wage you get, it's all gone. It's all gone.
I was just sitting here very quickly calculating in my old brain, right? Right now, if I was a season ticket holder spending out what you spend out, Ken, with travel, forget about having a beer or having a burger and all that lot, right? Do you know, I'm not sure I could justify that.
You won't be able to. You won't be. We got a cost of living crisis in this country and high energy bills.
I could justify that.
It's not going to happen for a lot of young people. That's why the people that go home and away are invariably, and I say it respectfully, but these are just facts. People who tend to live at home with their family, with their parents, and they're in their late 30s, 40s, or 50s. And although living in the most secure local authority house or social housing, where they're low rent, and they'll be able to do that. And that's not digging them out, but that's what football fans, like I said, reduced to. And so what will happen is you get these content creators, and they'll pay big money for the odd game, but they won't be committed because they won't be able to be in a studio doing their watch-alongs, and two, just ain't got a dough.
No, I mean, FR Leak says, long gone are the days where you could go to the turnstile and buy a ticket.
No.
You could just turn up and pay 75. I remember turning, before I had this is about 74, 75. I didn't have a season ticket. My first season ticket was I was 16. And I turned up and it was 75p in the North Bank Terrace, 75p. And you turn up at the office, get your ticket, and go through the turnstile, up on the concourse, and away you go. Fuck me, man! Nowadays, Christ, you need a mortgage. Jeez.
Yeah. That's why a lot of fans are going to lower league to watch a game of football. That's why they're going to lower league football, non-league football, because you can just walk through the turnstile.
Yeah, I've got the road here.
15 quid.
Right? My local team, Horsham, right? 2 mile up the road there. They won the league last year, got promoted. They won the Sussex Cup 2 years on the bounce.
Yeah.
Right. And I can get up there, right? And I think it's £3. £3. Walk in, I can go in the clubhouse, have a beer, have a hot dog. Cost me maximum of the day out, 20 quid. Thank you very much. Come home.
Yeah.
And they played pretty good football, to be honest. It's not Arsenal.
Better than Arsenal.
Look, if you want to see football, traditional football that you grew up with, then you have to watch the team in the Championship and
go down the leagues
and further down the pyramid. Like, for instance, the Championship were not affected by the sort of decision by TV, not just by TV, and obviously the inflated fixture list. They're not affected by the Christmas schedule being altered. They're not going to be affected by that. So there are a lot of Arsenal fans and fans of the big clubs who don't necessarily live in the local areas. They could go and watch the Championship team if they still want to watch their football match because tickets are cheap and they're always for sale. And then you've got, but yeah, the football pyramid does protect our traditions. But the top, you got to remember the Premier League doesn't, because the simple reason is that the Premier League probably attracts the most tourist fans in the world when it comes to matches. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, the reason why we have this situation is because players want 300 grand a week, or
Exactly.
500 grand a week. How are they going to pay the players 500 grand a week if you don't put the prices up, or you don't get bigger TV deals, or get more competitions? You know, we want to see the best players in the world. We want to see the most entertaining football. We think it's in the Premiership. It's got to be paid for.
Yeah.
True. All right, people, we're going to wrap it up. Kenny Ken, please shout your channel out where we can find
I don't have a channel, but it's at Kenny Ken 1972. I forgot the year I was born. And I'm probably going to do couple more podcasts, and then my most immediate worry is to actually cook me dinner at the moment, and then see what happens later. So it's something's going. As soon as I say my goodbyes, something's going in the oven. The rice cooker's going. The gravy's going to be made, and vegetables are going to be like fried and peeled. I think you guys know what I'm cooking. It's going to be chicken and rice, but work it out what sort of rice I'm cooking.
I'll be rounded about.
You're all invited, but don't complain if it's too hot.
Only lets red members in, all right? You don't let anyone. Yeah,
but like I said, I'm not gonna make it less peppery just because you guys are coming.
Peppery or spicy? You bit of chili in it, Kenny? Yeah?
Kenny loves a bit of spice, man.
Yeah, I love a bit of spice.
Can you imagine this weather? Can you imagine it? The amount of times I cook spicy food, the amount of times I say it. Obviously, I hope you're not eating, but it just clears me.
It clears your sinuses. Yeah, it clears your sinuses.
I'm gonna have a good curry at the weekend. I need it.
It's good. It's like you've got a bit of a cold going on there, DJ.
Yeah,
I have. Yeah.
What you need, mate, is a good hot curry.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to love you, lever.
Love
you,
Kenny.
Bless.
Cookie.
Catch you later.
Thanks,
you later. Love you, loads. Bye.
Take care. Shane, mate, awesome work rate as always. Shout your channel out, mate. What you got coming up? We know you got the Irish breakfast. I've been watching that regularly now.
The full Irish. Yeah. Now, listen, first off, thanks for having me on. I love coming on this show with yourself and DJ and Kenny, and big up to the amazing chat. Yeah, I'll actually be going back on now in about an hour because I have the AC Milan Atalanta match. I have a nice loyal little handful of people that come over and watch Serie A with me. AC Milan have started well this season, and Atalanta are the only unbeaten team, so it should be a good one. And then obviously tomorrow the full Irish. Tomorrow then as well, 4:30 with views, and then Thursday's obviously the Bruised Banana with your good self, and with with Taryn and Normski and views on that as well. And then Sunday night will be off topic. The topic came to mind while we were doing the one last week. It will be what was the greatest international team of all time. So will it be Brazil 70? Will it be, the German teams of the 70s and 80s? So we'll go through that. And then a side topic on it will be the best international team to have never won, like the Holland team in the 70s and stuff like that. So we'll get into all of that. But yeah, a lot of stuff coming up. And
Shane, you've pulled it level to 3-3 in the retro.
And 3-3 in the retro show, man. 3-3 in the retro show. I'm delighted.
Yeah, he had me. I had a defensive lineup, but it didn't. He broke through, mate. He broke through. He broke the low block today.
Nah, it's a good show that was. I really enjoyed that show at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday. It's quality, absolute quality. I was just going to say, Aaron, next week I'm starting a new thing on here where we have the Kenny, Shano, and DJB, and I'm going to invite a guest on each week. So if you're about next week at 6 o'clock, you can be my first guest. I know you're busy at work right now, but yeah. Also, DJB.
Yeah,
you're going to take a little bit of a break this week.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a break, Jez. So I've not been on Dan Potts's show for weeks, and I'm going to go on there tonight about 8:30. I haven't got clues on it, so I shall show my face, keep the flag flying, as you say. And then, yeah, always a pleasure to be on here. I love this show, man. You know, this little bit on a Tuesday, sort of the retro, then straight on to the old school. Nice. It's great. Love it. But yeah, I've got my stuff coming up on Sunday. I've got the sit back session, the Sunday sit back session on Sunday, going through all the weekend fixtures. I'll be back on the Mingle, the OG show Monday with Aaron. Obviously Tuesday's the retro, and then Wednesday I'll have the Wednesday Mingle, me and Normski. We have a little comedy bit at the end as well. And then Thursday, the tea time show as well. So it'll all be back next week, people. But I'm taking a bit of a break till Sunday. So big up to everyone. Big up to everyone.
Fair play, man. Fair play to you for that. Big up Aaron, mate. Yeah, just contact me, mate. And you're more than welcome. Anyway, people, we're out of here. We're going to get out. I've got to go and kick the steaks for the wife and myself.
Nice.
And all that dramas. So everybody that's joined in, I'll tell you, this show's been the best views for about 2 weeks.
There you go.
So maybe the algorithm's back. I don't know.
We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah.
Yeah. Take care, boys. Take care, chat. See you later.
Big up.